We welcome you to Cardinal Hayes High School on the Grand Concourse in the Bronx, New York, where this afternoon the Varsity Media Sports Network presents this CHSAA AA Showdown. It's a rivalry renewed as the Ravens of St. Raymond's come across the Bronx to take on the Cardinals of Cardinal Hayes. Good afternoon, everyone. Dylan Butler here with you. So happy you're able to join us here on a Friday afternoon for what is always a really exciting showdown. The Ravens, you see them in the black uniforms, 9-13, 8-7 on the year, but they've won 3 out of their last 4. And in fact, you take away a little bit of that 71-68 loss to Iona, the 89-87 loss to Stepanak, that's 5 points from winning 7 straight games for George Lopez's team. The key for the Ravens right now is playing defense, and they've really stepped that up of late. They're coming off a win over Zavarian at home. They're doing that, though, without Ty Turnage. You see on the right there in the crutches, that's their leading point guard. Turnage, he's out, though, right now with an ankle injury. They expect him back for the start of the postseason. Their impact players for today's game, well, it's as always, it'll be Brandon Stores, the sophomore, averaging 20 points a game, 7.8 rebounds, was second team All-CHSA a year ago. And Jacob Opari, what a great story he is, filling the role for Ty Turnage. He's really answered the call. 9 points against Scanlon and then 20 against Zavarian in that victory. So those are the 2 players to watch for St. Ray's. And you see the starting lineup being introduced to the crowd. Cardinal Hayes, 12-9, 10-4. They are rolling right now. They are playing their best basketball. The defending champions are at the right time of the season. 6 straight victories. That includes a 75-46 win over Mount St. Michael. And the key for them is also kind of being more under control offensively. Let's take a look at their impact players. Adam Njai stepped in this year for Cardinal Hayes, struggling a little bit early on. He's gotten more accustomed to his teammates, is playing really well of late, averaging 10 points a game. And, of course, Ian Jackson, 20 points per game as well. The North Carolina commit, one of the best players, not only in the Catholic High School League, but also in all of America, the 3rd-ranked junior, according to ESPN. So we're about set to go here. Cardinal Hayes and St. Raymond's. First meeting between these 2 teams about a month or so ago. You go back to January 6th at St. Ray's, a barn burner. Cardinal Hayes won that one 91-84. Getting set for the opening tip. And it goes the way of the Cardinals. A little bit of a change in lineup for the Cardinals. We're not seeing Jackson among the starting 5. He is suited up, but not in the starting 5. Replacing him, Tyleek Fields. Here's Jaden Williams, drives, lefty layup, no good. So a change for both teams. For St. Ray's, the difference is Opari, and there's Brandon Stores. Good-looking sophomore, man, 6'4". Good size for him. Backdoor cut, just missed. That was Amir Moore trying to catch that ball. The starters for St. Ray's, Kamari White, Brandon Stores, Amir Moore, Jacob Opari, and Colin Pang. Here's Jaden Williams for the Cardinals. Hands off to the Syracuse-bound Elijah Moore. Back to Njai. Little dribble, drive, penetration, and the kick for 3. Rims around, no good. Williams skies for the rebound. Can't get the finish, but he does get fouled. So Colin Pang called for the foul, and that will send Jaden Williams to the line. Williams makes his first free throw. 6'4" senior, averaging 5 points a game. Caldwell College commit Joe Lodes calls him the glue guy for this team. Obviously, you need those guys, especially this time of year. So 1 of 2 for Williams. First point goes on the board, and Hayes has the early lead. They double pang, stolen away. It's Njai. Njai to the hole for 2. So Njai doubles, forces the turnover, gets the steal and the layup, and it's an early 3-0 lead for Cardinal Hayes. Amir Moore hands off. Look at the hustle by Fields. The ball will stay with the Ravens, but tremendous stuff. Excuse me, that was Trey Lewis, 21. Tremendous stuff there, diving on the floor for the loose ball. And in fact, they'll say it's Hayes' ball. So there's Njai. Choppa Moore. Moore pulls up inside the foul line. Back rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Jyrese Cole. Ravens look to push inside. Tough attempt there by Kamari White. Doesn't fall. And we go the other way. Njai behind the back. Steps back. Off back rim. And that's no good. Driving to the basket, and the finish is Amir Moore. Moore, 6'1" senior, 11.2 points a game. So Cole called for the foul. It's on the floor, though. Jumper, rims around, no good. They go the other way. And there is Moore. Hands off to Stores. A lot of D1 interest for Brandon Stores. His 3 rims around, no good. And here comes Njai. Behind the back, what a look for Njai to Trey Lewis. And the rejection on the other end. That was Fields. The Hayes crowd loving what they're seeing early on. 5-2, Moore getting them up behind the bench. Behind the basket, that is. Moore steps back, hands off, open, corner, 3 is good. Tyreek Fields, the triple. And a timeout is called, a 30-second timeout. Called by George Lopez, the St. Ray's head coach. We spoke to both coaches before the start of the game about keys to victory. We'll show you those now. For St. Raymond, they need to defend. That's what they've done down the stretch here. Rebounding is important, and playing with poise. That's something that George Lopez indicated. Playing here, it's always tough. The crowd gets noisy, especially right by your own bench. For Cardinal Hayes, it's about rebounding, limiting turnovers, and sharing the basketball. So off the timeout, St. Ray's ball. There is Opare, who has stepped in for Ty Turnage. They expect to have Turnage back for the start of the playoffs. Turned his ankle a couple games back against Iona Prep. Ball is stolen, knocked away, layup attempt. Good defense there by the Ravens. Now they attack the basket. Opare! And a foul was called. It's on Opare. So his first, the team's third. White exits the game for St. Ray's, replaced by the junior Stanley Cruz. 8-2, the early lead for Cardinal Hayes. Here's Njai, switching to his left, hands off, Fields, dribble penetration, and he'll be called for the charge. So, charge is the call du jour, it seems like, here on the Grand Concourse today. think that's 3 of the 4 fouls called by the officials. Charges. Losing the dribble there was Opare. And here's Njai. He's thinking about it. That's a deep shot. And Njai buries it. 5 early for Njai. The lead is 11-2. Opare hands off to Stores. He's doubled. And a kickball called on Njai. And will stay this way. 24 on the shot clock for St. Ray's, who have been offensively challenged here in the early goings. And as such, George Lopez looking to find the right combination of players. So Cruz back in, as well as Najee Best, the freshman. A terrific shooter is Best right there, number 2. Stores draws the double, they called it jump ball. I thought it was a travel for a second, but the jump ball, the ball will stay with St. Ray's. So inbound underneath. 3:16 left in this first quarter. A first quarter dominated by Cardinal Hayes. Tough inbound to Stores. Pulls up from 3. Back rim, no good. Long rebound. Njai looks to push. Pulls up just inside the foul line. No good. And we should have another jump ball. This will be Cardinal Hayes ball. So Trey Lewis, the freshman who's earned valuable minutes, not even just valuable minutes. He's a regular starter at this point for Cardinal Hayes. Lewis inbounds, pops it up top for Njai. First step, a good one. He's guarded there by Stores. Stores has the size advantage on Njai. That's about a 4-inch difference. Here is Elijah Moore, pulls up. Front rim, no good. Skying for the rebound there was Shamoy Tong, and a foul was called. Foul against Trey Lewis, first on him, and the second for the team. And here's Bess. Hands off. And Hayes defending full court. Stores. Spins, rejected. Hayes looks to push. Chapa Moore back out. Njai fakes the 3. He finds an open Trey Lewis. Side rim, no good. And a foul was called against Njai. His first, team's third. Checking back in the game for St. Ray's, Amir Moore. Ravens still on those 2 points. Stores. Deep shot, and it's good. Amir Moore, the triple. That was from across the concourse. 11-5, the early lead. Here's Njai. Guarded by Bess. Njai bigs him out to midcourt. Njai dribbles with his right, hands off, baseline. Lewis! 4 first quarter points for Trey Lewis. The freshman averaging 6 a game. 13-5 the lead for Cardinal Hayes. Stores spins baseline. He's doubled. Lewis in his grill. But the Ravens will maintain their possession. Ball kicked up top. That's Cole. 6'6" senior. Cole wants it in the post, gets it, but great job jumping in front was Trey Lewis. Interception, pull-up, foul line, jumper, good. by Bess. It's a good response here late in the first quarter by the Ravens. They've scored 5 in a row, and it's a 13-7 game. Certainly much more manageable than 13-2 looked a moment ago. Here's Njai, lost it. We go the other way. Stores, the step, switched to his left, and he was fouled on his way up. Watch Stores here, switch to his left, right there. And you see the foul by Lewis. It's his second and the team's fourth. And Stores knocks down his first. Jackson into the game for the first time today. Stores understands it's a long season. Even as a sophomore, has taken on a leadership role. Second free throw is good, and 13-9 the lead. Also checking in for Cardinal Hayes, it's the freshman they call Magic Mel, Jermel Thomas, into the game. Always exciting when Thomas is on the court. Njai, hands off to Magic Mel. Mel surveys the situation from up top, 22 on the game, and 17 now on the shot clock. Mel. Thomas, quick first step, puts it between the legs, 11 seconds, and now 6 on the shot clock. He's got to go. Thomas. They lose it. Other way, a little bit extra time there. I don't think it was recognized there by Bess. Probably could have taken a few more dribbles or even passed the ball off. So one quarter in the books, and it's Cardinal Hayes with a 13-9 lead over their rivals, St. Raymond's. You're watching the CHSAA Showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Ian Jackson for Cardinal Hayes, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Jackson! The one-handed flush!
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
We welcome you back to Cardinal Hayes High School. First quarter in the books, and it is the Cardinals with a 13-9 lead over their rivals, the Ravens of St. Ray's. Well, we have an opportunity. Let's show you the standings in the CHSAA as we come down the stretch drive, and you see it's Stepanak leading the way, 13-2. Hayes right behind them, though. They can still push for first. Iona and St. Raymond's separated just by that one game, and St. Peter's behind them. So those top 5 are very formidable. Top 5, and remember, too, Cardinal Hayes and Stepanak meet on the final day of the regular season. Could that game be impactful? And it's funny because they met at the beginning of this season as well. Stepanak coming here and winning. They've got a 2-game lead. They could conceivably lock it up before that game in White Plains. Here is Njai, 3, no good. White goes the other way. Gets it right back, or White gets it right back, spitting, and gets the bucket. So look at this, it's a 2-point game. The Ravens have clawed their way back in. Here is Ian Jackson, guarded closely by Stores. Got a weave here by Cardinal Hayes. Elijah Moore, you've got to guard him from the doors of this gym. Stolen away. Eliza Cherry. There's a pull-up by Stores. Cherry looks for the rebound. Another opportunity, no good. 3 chances there to tie it for the Ravens. Njai now. Hands off, Magic Mel. steps inside, bounce pass, the extra look. Nice, crisp passing, and the 3 by Njai. Man, what a swing there from potentially tying it to now back in a 5-point deficit for the Ravens. 16-11 is the score. Amir Moore nearly lost it. He's in the corner, a place you don't want to be here in Cardinal Hayes. Back to Cherry. Kicks it inside. Jyrees Cole showing the strength inside. And a timeout was called. It's a 30 by Cardinal Hayes, so we'll keep it right here. We were mentioning how the teams are winding up the regular season. Well, here's what it looks like. For Cardinal Hayes, it's a Super Sunday showdown against St. Francis Prep right here on the Grand Concourse. A game we'll have for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. That's Sunday at 1. The Ravens close out the regular season at home against Archbishop Molloy. And there's that aforementioned showdown between Stepanak and Hayes. Will that be a battle for the top seed in the Archdiocese? And we'll find out. Should be an exciting final few days of this regular season. Stay tuned also here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Ball stolen away. Foul line jumper in and out by Amir Moore. Good look there by Moore, but was going to say stay tuned to all our social media handles, our networks on Instagram and Twitter. Expect we'll have an announcement on our postseason schedule in the days to come. Should be exciting. A lot of basketball left, a lot of New York City basketball left, a lot of Catholic High School League basketball left. 3 rims around by Stores, no good. Here's Jackson, quick outlet to Njai. There's the extra pass, Magic Mel, quick step. Scoop, layup is good. 18-13, the lead for Cardinal Hayes. We missed Thomas in the early portion of the season, had a bit of a hip injury, but he has made an impact as a traveling violation is called against White. Thomas averaging 4 points a game, already has an offer from Fordham. An interesting see here, too. Njai playing more on the ball. Thomas off the ball. I expect that to interchange a little bit. The double on Moore. Gets it off. Wants the foul call, not given. Here is Elijah Moore. Little runner in the lane, no good. And the Ravens will get the ball. Some frustration there from Moore as the Ravens were playing him physically. 18-13 the lead for Cardinal Hayes. Midway point coming up here of this second quarter. Stores, he's had some good looks, just hasn't been able to get the baskets. Only those 2 free throws in that first quarter for Brandon Stores. So Trey Lewis back in the game for Adam Njai. Amir Moore. Corner 3, out, no good. And now Thomas gets the push. Nearly lost it, regains it, finds the North Carolina bound Ian Jackson. Jackson goes baseline. High off glass, no good. Stores lost it, and then he's called for the foul. Stores.
That's his first personal 14 foul.
It was Stores first, and the team's 4th. It was announced as White's foul, but it was Stores, and then a hand check will be called on Moore. So that's his first and the 5th on the team. And this is one of the better rivalries in the Catholic High School Basketball League. Here's Trey Lewis. Tried to find the cutting Jackson. The ball was stolen, and now the Ravens look to push. Pulling up just inside the three-point line was Bess. Good-looking jumper by Bess. He's got 4. 18-15, the lead. A little shake and bake by Elijah Moore. Out to Jackson for 3. First points in this game for Captain Jack, and you give Moore the assist. 21-15 the lead for Cardinal Hayes. Cole hands off to Bess. He's rejected by Moore. Moore leaked out. They've got numbers. Here is Jackson. Pretty much the same spot, pretty much the same result. Back-to-back triples for Ian Jackson. He's extended Cardinal Hayes' lead to 9. And a timeout is called by the Ravens. It's a full timeout by George Lopez. We mentioned a moment ago some big games we have for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and here's a few of them. Hey, Long Island, we got love for you as well. Obviously, we mentioned there on Super Sunday, St. Francis Prep, Cardinal Hayes, and then a Valentine's special. We know Holy Trinity and Chaminade, they've got love for each other. I'm sure there'll be Valentine's exchanged, as well as jumpers, as well as probably some trash talking. That's a 6 o'clock tip. And then St. John Baptist, probably the best story right now of the Long Island Catholic League. They've gotten some big results. They've scored a lot of points. They got a buzzer beater against St. Anthony's. Can the Friars return that gift? We'll find out on the 17th, the 7:30 tip. All those games right here, youtube.com/Varsity Media. Subscribe and you can get all the notifications for those upcoming games. So back-to-back threes by Ian Jackson has extended the lead for Cardinal Hayes. And this is a fun one really down the stretch as well. When we spoke with St. Ray's head coach, George Lopez, who's in his 11th season, called it a late season litmus test. A great measuring stick, kind of seeing where both are as they head into the playoffs. You want to be playing, obviously, your best basketball, and this a game where both can be tested in a rivalry matchup as well. Bess drives on Lewis. A couple of freshmen there going at it. Cole had the inside step and the strong finish and the foul.
Foul committed by Jaden Williams. That's his first personal.
Foul on Williams, his first and the team's 5th. So Cole, he was a starter earlier in the year, had a lower back strain, missed a couple of games, had to get back into playing condition. Was a freshman on the varsity team when they last advanced to the semifinals, and that season was canceled due to the COVID-19 global pandemic. Then his sophomore year was canceled. His junior year had an ACL injury, had surgery over the summer, didn't play. So Jairus Cole, really this is his only true season of varsity basketball. Here is Opare. Hands it off to Moore. Moore dribbles baseline inside. Lefty layup by Kamari White. And then a foul called on Check that. It was on Opare. Opare's second, and the team's 6th. So Hayes 1 foul away from going to the foul line for the single bonus as we are approaching the 2-minute mark here of this first half. That was some solid defense there by Jaron Broomfield. Hayes gets the ball back, though. Lewis, the extra pass. Jaden Williams, back rim. Missed a 3. Gets his own rebound back. Here is Njai. Lewis from the foul line. Tough jumper there. No good. Same team. Cole gets the rebound. Here comes Stores. It is a 4-point game. Moore slows it down. Guarded by no relation Elijah Moore. Here is White fighting through. No foul was called. We play on. Jackson down low. Williams couldn't hold on to it. Gets to Njai. Njai. Around the world we go. Jackson for three. His third of this quarter. 9 for Jackson, who averages 20 a game. We're inside the final minute of this first half. It's a 7-point lead for Cardinal Hayes. Moore, tough jumper, rims out, no good. And here comes Njai. Stepping back, Elijah Moore, front rim, no good. Broomfield gets it back, but he turns it over. A little bit sloppy here. Shot clock's off. Jackson says, I don't need a shot clock. I'm going to bury my fourth three of the second quarter. 10-point lead, the largest of this game. But check that, it was 13-2 early on. This might be the largest of the game. Elijah Moore! Halftime can't come fast enough for the Ravens. Lefty layup too hard. Broomfield the rebound. They've got to get a last second shot off. They do not. So a 12-point lead for Cardinal Hayes here at the half. Big or a strong end of that first half for Cardinal Hayes. And they take a 12-point lead into the break. We will take the break with you as well. You're watching the CHSAA AA Showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
When it comes to talent in the CHSAA, Cardinal Hayes isn't one of the teams that's lacking in that area. Boasting two of the top recruits in the 2024 class, Cardinal Hayes has already captured a city championship and is looking to go back-to-back. Ian Jackson is the number 3 player in ESPN's ranking of the class of 2024 and recently committed to the University of North Carolina, where he'll instantly make an impact on Hubert Davis' squad when he arrives on Tobacco Road.
It was great. Just going to be able to see each campus, see each coach and each program, how everything works. So it was definitely great. But it definitely came down to me choosing North Carolina, Coach Davis. Me and him have a great relationship. I feel like his game, his program and how he run things at North Carolina would definitely fit my game. And I feel like I would thrive the most there. So.
I'm sure it's going to make a lot of Carolina fans happy, specifically what Coach Davis was able to do last year, too. Obviously, not just the wins over Duke, but getting to the national championship. How much did that influence you?
It was a lot. Just knowing that how he's a good coach, how great coach he is. He got his team the way he got to go. They won. They got in the Final Four. They won against Duke, big games. So understanding that he's a good coach and he understands the game.
Meanwhile, Elijah Moore is a 4-star recruit who will play in his home state but move up north and play for Hall of Fame coach Jim Boeheim and the Syracuse Orange.
What was your impressions of Syracuse beforehand, and during the recruiting process, what did you learn about the university?
Before I went there, I just always knew it was a good school, it was a big school, and they play a lot of big time games when I was growing up that I watched my dad. And when I got there and I got to learn about the school, a lot of things that that you don't really know going into the school, but it's definitely a good place to be.
Were there any Orange players that you kind of styled your game after or looked up to when you were growing up?
Obviously, Carmelo is one player that just being there is like a legend almost. But I'd like to say that I'm myself and I play my own game and I take pieces from everyone, but I'm my own player.
What's it been like playing with Ian these past couple of years? And you'll probably face him again in the ACC.
Ian, he's like a brother to me, and growing up with him is just amazing. Since 8th grade, just playing and getting to pick pieces from each other and learn from each other and watching him grow as a person as well. It's definitely been something good to watch.
Of course, the biggest question is, how are you going to deal with the snow up there?
I'm going to just stay in the gym. That's it. Just stay in the gym. Go to school, stay in the gym. stay locked in on what I'm there for, and that's really it.
While Jackson is also a player that lives in the gym, he also admitted he has a sweet tooth.
The barbecue out there is definitely great. The food out there was amazing. I went out with Armando and RJ. We got some food. It was great.
Are you a ribs guy, pulled pork? What's on the Ian Jackson platter?
Ribs. I go ribs before pulled pork.
With bones?
Yeah.
While there's a lot of promise in both of their futures in the ACC, Moore's focus is only on this season.
What do you think would be sweeter, winning a CHSAA title or winning down in the Dean Dome?
I'm in high school right now, so I got to get another title. I got to make it 3, make some history.
Hi, I'm Gene Sterator, CBS Rules Analyst and longtime sports official. For the adults watching this video, you grew up in a world where officials, umpires, and referees for youth sports took their place regularly and reliably ahead of game time. Today, unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to fill those jobs. Videos showing abusive treatment of officials multiply on social media. And there have been consequences for the dreadful behavior of players, fans, and coaches. Massive shortages of officials now lead to games being canceled, and the positive effects of athletic competition are at critical risk for this generation and those to come. I'm hoping we all can begin to see youth competition through a different lens. Today, mistreatment of officials has become normalized, and we are facing an abnormal future where no officials to hire means no games on the schedule.
Any call, any decision, any human effect on wins and losses has become subject to not just withering criticism, but physical threats. There's a vicious cycle at work. Fans chase away officials, and there is a smaller pool to draw from, which makes it harder to get quality, well-trained people in position. The entire game suffers.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines? This sort of verbal abuse and threatening behavior takes a toll on all officials and makes them leave the game altogether.
Did you know, from 2018 to 2022, an estimated 50,000 high school referees, roughly 20%, have quit. Half of the remaining referee population is at least 50 years old, but young officials are rarely staying more than 3 years in the job.
If the number of officials working contests in all sports doesn't begin to increase, there won't be enough officials to work the games. That means schedules will get cut, teams or even sports might get canceled. In many states, this is already happening.
Remember that officials are invested in what they do. Many officials have regular, full-time jobs, and they're sacrificing time away from their families. Try to demonstrate empathy. Put yourself in their position. Think how you would feel about getting yelled at throughout your workday.
Yelling and arguing with officials sends the wrong message to young players. According to Play by the Rules Sports Advocacy, it teaches them that it's not okay to make a mistake. They can blame others for their actions. They can disrespect authority figures. And it's okay to be rude and selfish.
You know, officials enforce rules, keep competitions fair, and make player safety a priority, allowing youth sports to be a valuable arena for growth. We can all just work together and be more empathetic to not just the officials, but everyone else in youth and high school sports. We can then preserve what many of us have embraced about athletics, and you and I know the benefits of sports, right? Let's spread that gratitude and be proud of what we can build and not blind to how it's being torn down. Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, It's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
So what happens now? Your response in the heat of the moment is the only thing you totally control, and we have an experiment for you to try. Simply stated, just cheer for your child or the team you're there to support. Move that desire to lash out to a different place and encourage without rage. Your child's sporting memory should be about how you helped inspire and not about how you caused embarrassment.
Welcome back to Cardinal Hayes. Dylan Butler here with you. It's halftime, and it's Cardinal Hayes with a 32-20 lead. How did they get here? Let's take a look at the leading scorers from the first half. And a whole lot of Ian Jackson, and not a lot of time. 12 points, all from beyond the arc, all in the second quarter. For the North Carolina-bound junior, Adam Njai, 8 points as well for Cardinal Hayes. Leading scorer in that first half for St. Ray's, Amir Moore with 5. Jyrese Cole also scored 5 for the Ravens. When we spoke to George Lopez, who is in his 11th season as the St. Ray's head coach out of Sacred Heart and Yonkers, a 1992 graduate, said of Cardinal Hayes, from what he sees, they're starting to trust each other as a team. It's such a new team. So many guys have graduated a year ago, so it took them some time to find their identity, Lopez said of the Ravens' rivals. But he said it's similar to what we've experienced as well, with so many new faces this year. But he said of Cardinal Hayes, they're playing their best basketball at the right time, as are we. Thought this one, as most matchups between these two, should be interesting. Backdoor cut! And Jackson gets the and-one. So ironically, as White is called for the foul, everything has been from beyond the arc for Jackson. This time he had an attempt to make the three-point play, missed the free throw though. 34-32, the lead for the Ravens. They try to get it to Cole down low. Good defense. Jackson skies to keep it in bounds. Njai to Elijah Moore. Get to the chopper. Moore from 3. He's got 5, and the lead is 17. And the Hayesmen want some more. Moore himself to the basket for 2. And the largest lead for Cardinal Hayes extends to 39-20. And George Lopez wants to talk things over. Fantastic stuff there from Cardinal Hayes. A team that we've seen, look, playing a crazy schedule has Cardinal Hayes. Obviously, the national schedule that they've played. There's a look at the St. Ray's huddle. George Lopez imploring his team, certainly I'm sure, to play a little bit better. Again, they've won 3 out of the last 4 down the stretch. Last game was a big 66-63 win over Zavarian, a game in which Brandon Storrs had 23 points, 8 rebounds. Jacob Opare, 20 points and 4 assists. Amir Moore, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. It was their second straight win. That came after a 75-63 win over Scanlon, another Bronx rivalry. In that game, Amir Moore had 24 points. You see there Ty Turnage with the crutches on the bench. We certainly hope to see him back. Such a great floor general for these Ravens. It is Opare who is trying to fill that void. He's done a good job in his first 2 starts, has Opare. They go baseline. Storrs is doubled. Goes to his left. What a finish by Brandon Storrs. And he'll go to the foul line. So Williams called for the second. It's the first foul of this quarter, or this half, I should say. Both are true. Stores completes the three-point play. They'll defend full court now, trying to force a turnover out of Njai. Here is Jackson. That's his first missed three. And it was really close, rimmed around and out. Here is Moore, top of the key. Lowers the shoulder, turns, and that jumper is good by Amir Moore. You always kind of want to see how teams respond off of a timeout. It's been a good response for St. Ray's. Njai in the corner. You can't leave that man open. It's a three that rims out, though. Offensive rebounds. Step back. Njai for three. That's no good. More the rebounds. To Jackson. Rebounding was one of the keys behind the back, and the finish and the foul. Moore the assist. Williams the finish. Pretty stuff by Cardinal Hayes. Cole called for the foul. So Jaden Williams looking to complete the three-point play. He does just that. 42-25, the lead for Cardinal Hayes in this long-standing rivalry. Back in the day, it was Rice and St. Raymond's. It was a standing room only crowd, whether that game was at the Ravens' Nest or at the Gauchos gym. Inside is Cole. Strong finish by the big man. He's got 7. But when Rice closed its doors, it opened a window of opportunity as Njai goes to the basket for the layup, and a timeout is called by Cardinal Hayes. But Rice's closing opened the door for these guys, the Cardinals of Cardinal Hayes, and they've taken advantage of that. And this now, they've kind of taken over, and they've gotten a lot of those players that were going to Rice. And it used to be Rice as a Catholic League champion, and now it is Cardinal Hayes among those teams. We saw them, of course, last year winning the title in 2022, and before that, Christ the King, Stepanak, Hayes again, Christ the King. There's St. Ray's. What a championship that was in 2012 when they defeated Holy Cross. Shane Rector, the big 4 points in the final 58 seconds to seal that 66-58 win for the Ravens. It was their first title since 2004. St. Ray's also won in 2003, 01, 93, and 91. They were coached by Oliver Antigua, and George Lopez was an assistant coach at the time. Foul called on that drive to the basket. Oliver Antigua went to the college ranks to become an assistant coach. Adam Njai called for the foul, his second and the team's second. Some more to the line. But that opened up the door for George Lopez, who was a longtime assistant varsity coach, also the freshman coach, as Moore knocks down that first free throw, and he's been here ever since. He's got assistant coaches who also played for him, especially Myron Hickman. He was on that championship team. Missed free throw. The finish by White. Second opportunity off. Those are points you can't leave on the board, especially when you've got a sharpshooter like that. Moore's three, though, rims out. And Cole hands off to Moore. Step back for White. Corner three, no good. Offensive rebound, and Stores will go to the line. So Jaden Williams third, and the team's third. No Steven Solano today for Cardinal Hayes. First free throw by Stores is good, so they're not quite as big as they've been before. There you see Stores and some of the offers. Xavier, George Mason, Manhattan. Manhattan makes a lot of sense for Stores. His cousin Rashawn Stores is the interim head coach for the Jaspers. And hey, he could stay right here in the Bronx if he wants. Oh, look at that. The C's part, but the layup no good by Fields. Stores to Moore. And again, the Ravens are looking to chip away. Moore guarded by Jackson. Top of the key to Stores, guarded closely, and a foul was called on the floor. We were talking before about the St. Ray's assistant coaches. You've got Trey Lewis now picks up his third. In addition to Hickman, you've got Chris Williams. He's been there for a while. Mark Rodriguez and Robert Young, the assistant coaches for George Lopez, one of the nice guys here in this league. Amir Moore is doubled, kicks it down low. White misses, the put back, and the foul. Hard work by White pays off. And Trey Lewis just picked up his fourth. Look at this, the extra effort. A lot of arms flailing. And suddenly, Cardinal Hayes in a little bit of foul trouble. Interesting here because Jaden Williams will come in for Trey Lewis, but Williams himself with 3 fouls. To the bench goes Lewis with his 4th. And here comes White. Cannot complete the 3-point play. 12-point lead now. Njai spins around. Guarded closely by Moore. Just flings it up there, trying to get it to Elijah Moore. Extra pass to Fields, gets it back to Moore. And now Hayes will look to run their offense. There's a lot in the offense for Cardinal Hayes. Joe Loads has those notes that he usually has with him, and a couple pages long as well. Jay Williams, offensive foul, and now that's his 4th. So decision time here. And look at this, they couldn't get Jaden Williams in or out in time. 3 by White. So St. Ray's now within 9 as Njai pushes the tempo. Tough jumper by Njai, that's good. And probably strictly because of needing to get the personnel on the court and get Williams off. It's a timeout by Cardinal Hayes after Njai. Look at him go the distance. I didn't have the stopwatch out, but that was a pretty fast movement down the court. And there you see that tough baseline jumper for Adam Njai, a guy who transferred here from Hillcrest Prep Academy. Originally came here. He enrolled at Hayes as a freshman. His family's situation took Adam Njai out to Arizona, a skilled guard, a throwback, crafty ball handler, a one-man press break is Adam Njai, who's got a whole host of offers. Georgia Tech, Mississippi State, TCU, Washington State, Arizona State, FIU, Fordham, Hawaii, Illinois, Iona, Manhattan, URI, Robert Morris, I got to take a breath, St. Bonaventure, St. Francis, Utah State, and Seton Hall. If you missed count, 17 Division I offers right now, and likely counting for Adam Njai. One of the unique home court advantages for Hayes are those windows you see behind you by the scoreboard. They get bright in the earlier start times, but you see the sun starting the set as Moore is called for an offensive foul. There's a push-off by Moore, trying to create some separation. But you see it's getting a little bit darker there with those windows, a little bit easier to shoot. And Njai and the foul is starting to even up a little bit. 2 quick ones. And Amir Moore has just picked up his 3rd. So he will go to the bench, and Opare is back in for the Ravens. If you're counting team fouls, there's 6 against the Cardinals and 4 against the Ravens. There's Njai, spins, turns, gets it to Elijah Moore. Guarded out top by Kamari White. Fields in the corner for three. That's his second trifecta of the game, and it's a 49-35 lead for Cardinal Hayes. Inside, Cole rejected by Fields. Elijah Moore is doubled. Gets it to Thomas. Kicks it back out to Moore. Pass into the corner. A runner by Njai, no good. We go the other way. Stores finds Bess. Missed the open three in the corner, but the ball deflects out off of Hayes, and the ball stays with St. Ray's. They'll reset the shot clock. And it will be St. Ray's ball. It's Opari to inbounds. Rejected there, and a kickball is called. It was Thomas who got up for the rejection. So St. Ray's, a second attempt to get the ball in. They do just that. It's Stores, guarded by Fields. Stores to no one in particular, and miscommunication there between Stores and Opare. A quick substitution. It'll be Opare to the bench, replaced by Elijah Cherry. Cherry, a Bronx native, moved to Atlanta, returned this season. He's really had a positive impact on the team. Here is Elijah Moore. Moore to Njai. Njai fires it down low behind the back. Jackson to Moore, and the foul. Pretty stuff there by Cardinal Hayes. Cherry called for the foul, his first and the team's fifth. And Elijah Moore completes the traditional three-point play. 52-38 the lead for Cardinal Hayes. The Cardinals have led throughout. It was 13-2 early on. Bess can't get his shot to fall this afternoon. Choppa Moore looks for a spot, finds it, front rim no good. Cole missed the rebound. Great hustle by Fields. Keeps the possession alive. Inside the final minute, third quarter. Ian Jackson, a little short. Another offensive rebound, though. The kick out. Extra pass. Another pass. Corner, three. Jackson, no good. And then White is fouled by Njai. Njai, some hop in his step. It is his third and the team's seventh. So will it be a 1-and-1 opportunity for St. Raymond's? So White to the line to shoot 1-and-1 and missed his only free throw that he's taken this afternoon. Free throw, front rim, no good. Look at Stores. Rips down the rebound with one hand. Can't get the finish. And a good job by White to save the ball for the Ravens. But how many opportunities have they had in this game? Putbacks at the basket. Shots just have not fallen. Stores spins his way to the hoop. It's rejected. And it will be Cardinal Hayes' ball. It was Jackson from behind. Fields in front. And now the Ravens will look to defend full court. Moore looks for options. Just gets it in. That's a tough spot for Tyleek Fields to be in. hands it off, and we will go the other way. There's Nazir Simmons. Simmons gets it right back. No shot clock. Simmons will drive to the hole. The kick, but he'll be called for the charge. So his first, the team's 8th. So 6.8 seconds left. The Ravens looking for a positive finish to this third quarter. Here's Storrs. That's who you want the ball in his hand. Storrs, top of the key for 3. And he'll beat the buzzer at the end of the third quarter. Big bucket there for Storrs. Good quarter as well for the sophomore guard out of St. Ray's, but it's been Cardinal Hayes all game long. They've led from wire to this part of the game. Can they go wire to wire? We'll find out here when the fourth quarter comes up. You're watching the CHSAA Showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Cardinal Hayes. Dylan Butler here with you in the Varsity Media Sports Network. Fourth quarter about to begin. It is a 52-38 lead for Cardinal Hayes. The Cardinals looking to make it 7 straight wins. The streak that started at Archbishop Malloy, 64-63 back on January 24th. Then a win at Iona Prep, 70-60. Then a win over Laughlin, a game we had for you here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, 76-61. Then a 71-58 win at Holy Cross. That 3 rimmed out, no good. Loose ball rebound goes to Storrs. Turns, nice extra pass. White gets the bucket inside. He's in double figures now with 11 points. 12-point lead in Jackson. Nice and easy for Jackson. 16 points for Jackson. Storrs, 3. That's the way he closed the third quarter. And Jairus Cole. Yoke showing the strength. 9 points now for Cole. We're going punch for punch. St. Ray's, though, will need to get a stop or a turnover, and that's what they get here with Njai. Continuing that winning streak for Hayes, so they beat Laughlin 76-61. They win at Holy Cross 71-58, a big win in their final non-league game of the year against Lawrence Woodmere last Sunday, 103-63. And then on Tuesday, a game again we had for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Njai with the steal. It's stolen right back, but the ball will stay with Cardinal Hayes. They beat their rivals, Mount St. Michael, 75-46. Apari out and Moore in. And Jaden Williams to inbounds. Pretty much right at our table. He could have probably put a headset on if he wanted. He was that close. Jackson. Such a special scorer is Ian Jackson. Layup is short. Cole, rebound, no good. Ball pops out to Njai. Njai, extra pass. Elijah Moore, 3, no good. We go the other way. Open floor, layup is good by Najee Bess. Bess with 6. A 12-point lead. We've seen it kind of go 12-14 to 12-14 as these two have gone punch for punch in the first couple minutes here of this fourth quarter. But obviously the Ravens need to slice away at this lead. or this deficit for them, I should say, this Cardinal Hayes lead. Njai switches hands and gets the layup. 14 now for Adam Njai, and that is also the lead for Cardinal Hayes. 5:52 left in regulation time. Storrs splits the double team. Tough jumper. Look at Storrs, man. He is everywhere. 12 for Storrs. Look out! Captain Jack in your living room. Oh, and the response for 3 the other way. Amir Moore. We're heating up on the Grand Concourse. A little out of control there by Njai, but a foul was called. Tong called for the foul, his second and the team's 6th. Trey Lewis to inbound. Underneath. Up top for Jackson. Tips it to himself. Oh! Ian Jackson! We are not worthy! And Cole, the putback finish. But Jackson has this place fired up. Wow. Lewis, you almost wish you had a timeout just so you can savor that 3 over and over and over. Or that dunk, I should say, over again. Foul called on Storrs. So it'll be a 1-and-1 situation. Yeah, they're a little excited. So Moore to the line to shoot 1-and-1. When we get the opportunity, we hope to show you that ferocious dunk again. And it's funny because Jackson's first, if this was a dunk contest, you'd probably give him an 8. The second one, that is all 10s. There's no doubt about it. One of the best dunks that we've seen all season long. 64-51 the lead for Cardinal Hayes. It's getting late early for the Ravens. Tough turnaround jumper is good. Brandon Storrs is trying to will his team. 14 for the sophomore. And again, he's got his team within 11. Njai steps back for 3, no good. Trey Lewis over the back is called on the freshman. Joe Lodes liked the look of that rebound, that is for sure. And Trey Lewis has fouled out with his 5th foul of the game. This will send Kamari White to the line to shoot 1-and-1. White, no good, but a lane violation will be called. Might have been Jackson there kind of leaking in a little bit. So White will get a second opportunity at his first free throw. And that's good. So Kamari White had 6 double-doubles in his first 11 games, and it was, at the time, the Ravens were calling no plays for him. Just figured things out. A high energy, relentless on the boards. And White knocks down both. And look at this. It's a 9-point lead. The Ravens have clawed away. They have dug out of their hole, but they're still digging to be had. Njai from up top. Swings it. Fields. He knocked down a 3 from there before. Make it another. Fields has 9, all from beyond the arc. And it's back to a double-digit lead for Cardinal Hayes with 3:11 left in this fourth quarter. Here is Moore. Steps back. Williams says, not today. We go the other way. Jackson hands off. Elijah Moore to the basket. No good. And it will be Cardinal Hayes ball, and the Cardinals will call a timeout, which will give us the opportunity to share this with you. Enjoy, everybody. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Ian Jackson absolutely posterized Jyrees Cole. An incredible dunk. Which was better? I like the one at Cole. I mean, obviously Jackson in the open court is money, but that was right in the dude's face. That's what you love about that. As a look at the Cardinal Hayes bench. Just 2 games left in the regular season for Cardinal Hayes. They are the defending champions. And as Joe Load said, even when they struggled in the months of December and January, he said, we are still the champions until someone else knocks us off. And you got to think that guys like Jackson and Moore and Fields and Williams, guys who have a ring, who have that chip, are going to have some influence here as we head to the second season in the Catholic League. Here's Jackson, guarded closely by Stores. Ian Jackson backs it back up. Stores not giving him an inch. And this is one of the things that Cardinal Hayes has done better down this stretch. Jackson spins away from Stores, hands it off to Fields in the corner. They back it back out with 5 in the shot. They've worked the shot clock. Cardinal Hayes has that 3 by Jackson off the mark. They're not looking to win games. They're not looking to score 100 points and go 100 miles an hour. They want to work the shot clock. They want to value the basketball. And they've done a better job of that in the second half of the season. Stores, strong move on the baseline, and he'll go to the foul line. And that's the 5th and final foul on Jaden Williams. He fouls out with 4. And the Ravens will shoot 2 the rest of this way. And Stores will shoot 2. Stores, his head coach, George Lopez, says is so coachable, always grounded, humble. He never loses sight of what's important and what a gamer Stores is. Goes 1 of 2 from the line. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Njai hands off to Jackson. He's doubled, and he loses it. The Ravens go the other way. Stores has his arms up looking for the ball. He was open for a moment, and then he wasn't. Here we go the other way. How about another dunk? Oh, missed it. Jackson said he was fouled. Stores drives baseline, up and under, and he is fouled on the way to the basket. So Stores will shoot 2 again. Jackson's first. Hayes already over the double bonus. That's the 16th point of the game for Brandon Storrs, who averages 20.2 and 7.8 rebounds per game. One of our players to watch in this game for St. Ray's has lived up to the billing, but this is the second consecutive trip where he's gone 1 of 2. Those 2 points right now would have made this one an 8-point game. Instead, it is a 10-point game. Dangerous pass. It's pulled down, and there's Njai. The Ravens are looking to get at Njai, and Njai finds his way to the basket. 16 for Njai, and the lead back to 12. A minute left in the fourth quarter. Magic Mel hands off to Njai. Back to Magic Mel. They double him and they foul him. It is White called for the foul. His third and the team's 8th. So a single bonus here for Jermel Thomas. Thomas has that tremendous basketball IQ. First free throw is good. Has God-given stuff, tremendous feel for the game of when to go, when to stop. He finds angles, he makes the right passes. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Knocks down both, 71-57 the lead. And a timeout is called. It's a full by the Ravens. We showed you before the standings. Let's take a look again at the standings in the CHCA AA, the New York side of things, and you see it again. Stepanak with a 2-game lead on Cardinal Hayes. Stepanak came here, opening game of the year for them. They beat the Cardinals. You see Iona. They just had a big win over St. Francis Prep, and St. Ray's right behind them. So should this result stand, Cardinal Hayes will go to 11-4. St. Ray's will fall to 8-8. So a little separation there for Iona Prep from St. Ray's, but the Gales have to win their games as well. And you see the bottom, just kind of Scanlon and Mount St. Michael will have the Archdiocesan playoffs are coming up. And that'll largely be for seeding for the intersectional playoffs. And that's when the fun begins. That's when it's win or go home. Championship game this year at Carnesecca Arena on the campus of St. John's University. That's where the semifinals will be as well. The quarterfinals up at Rose Hill. Steele, we go the other way. What a smart decision there by Magic Mel. Just pulled it out, and the Ravens will not foul. So Cardinal Hayes can just run out the clock here. Njai will turn, and nothing doing there. 71-57 will be the final. It'll be 7 straight wins for the Cardinals. There's technically 1.8 left. Nope. They'll say that is the final score. So 71-57 the final. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get our player of the game when we return right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
I said there are two things that you're going to be responsible for the rest of your life. And that's your physical health and your financial health.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Thunder, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050.
We welcome you back to Cardinal Hayes. Final score, the Cardinals 71-57, and we're joined by the player of the game, Adam Njai, who's helped lead Hayes to their 7th straight win, playing their best basketball at the right time. Adam, Dylan Butler here. Thanks for joining us here post-game.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. 16 points, a big performance from you, and it feels like in addition to your team, also you, a guy who, you had to get kind of acclimated to some new surroundings, some new teammates. It feels like, too, you're a lot more comfortable within your own skin and also with playing here, and you're playing your best basketball, it seems like, down the stretch.
Yeah, yes, sir. We just had to get together, start to gel more. The chemistry is building. I just wanted to do whatever I had to do to help us win.
I know the first matchup between these two teams was a slugfest, 91, I think, 87 or something crazy like that, and I know that Coach Loads and Coach Philp have said we want to win games. We don't need to score 100 points to win a game. We can win in the 70s, and you've held St. Ray's to under 60 points. It feels like the team defense has been improved, but also you guys are valuing the basketball a lot more.
Yeah, we're taking care of it more. Yeah, we take pride in defense over here. Coach Loads and Coach Tim is enforcing, playing defense and stuff, and we're just playing hard, playing 100%, giving it our all.
7 straight wins here down the stretch. You've got a couple regular season games left. How do you think the boys are playing right now?
We're trying to win the rest of our games, come in the playoffs with a strong, make a statement.
You weren't part of the team last year, but this is still the team that is defending champions. Do you feel like that's a little bit of it right now for you guys? Maybe some people around the league maybe counted you guys out or thinking maybe someone else could win it. You guys are still the champions until I guess you guys lose. Is that a little bit of the mentality here down the stretch?
Yeah, we're the defending champs, and I never got a championship, so now I'm here and I'm just trying to get one with my brothers, and we're going to do what it takes to win it.
Adam Njai, congratulations. Great game.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you as the season continues.
Yes, sir.
So big performance by Adam Njai, 16 points on the game, has helped the Cardinals to a 71-57 win. That'll do it here for us from Cardinal Hayes High School. For our entire Varsity Media crew, our executive producer, he's got the bump today, Chris Sweeney. AJ Nieves, our technical director, Matt McCower-Brown, bringing you all the moving images. I'm Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from Cardinal Hayes, and we look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.